Okay, Molly, so one last video. I stopped it at this particular point because, again, ideally you'd want your racket to be up here, your arm all the way up there, and then what happens is the racket falls, and it actually falls into this position right here. And this is the most important position, believe it or not, in the forehand. You're in it, you just kind of start with the racket down there. But what's going to happen here is you can see how the tip of the racket is facing out to the side here like this. The strings are facing the ground. That's the side that's actually going to hit the ball. And you do something that's great. What you're going to see is as you start to rotate your hips and shoulders, this racket's going to lag behind, and what's going to happen is it's going to flip all the way back here, and then it's going to come all the way around to go ahead and hit the ball. And that is actually really high level skill that you really don't even realize you're doing, but you're using the elastic energy that's in your arm to actually propel and hit the ball. And so you're going to see this racket goes over here. You're going to start to get the thing to flip. You're going to see how far it actually flips back, and then your arm, when you rotate around to go ahead and actually make contact and hit the ball, it's almost straight, which is exactly what you want to happen. I mean, you're pretty close to your arm being almost straight here, which is ideal for when you go ahead to hit the ball for leverage. It just makes everything really, really, really efficient. But you're doing a great job. And I tried to set you up with this when you were, tried to set you up for this when I first started to teach you, just by making the racket, telling you this is the most important position, make the thing fall to the ground, point the tip of the racket to the side. You're going to see that racket flips and it flies around. And this is exactly what all the top players in the world do to make their forehand. Really, it's what separates the Roger Federers and the Rafael Nadals and everybody else from people who are 50 in the world, 100 in the world, 100 in the world, 200 in the world. This is really, really, really efficient to go ahead and hit the ball like that. So keep it up, and practice all these things on that eye coach. Practice both your stances. Practice, starting the racket up high and letting it fall down on the backhand. Your strings above your hands and then below your hands, and then finish. And then the forehand, try and get that racket, instead of starting here in this position, try and get that racket up high, let the thing fall down, keep the tip of the racket to the outside, and then go ahead and let it rip. So really good job. You are well ahead of the game for the age of 11. So keep it up.